Hello, it's Maxie Moyer and welcome to this week's playlist. Cover-ups. Cover songs and their originals. I've always been interested in how different artists and bands interpret the same song, particularly in cover songs. To make a cover, musicians need a license from the original writer or publisher to record and release their new version. That license usually prevents major changes to the original lyrics and/or melody. An allowance is made, however, for own interpretation of the original performance. Given these restrictions, it's amazing how different covers can be from the original, and such is the miracle of popular music. So, why do artists and bands do cover versions? Well, some as yet unknown performers do covers of existing songs as a way of gaining publicity. Others release covers in homage to admired original performers and their work. An interesting example is Tori Amos and her cover in 1992 of Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit from the previous year. As it turned out, Kurt Cobain massively loved listening to her cover with his daughter in the car. When the audience at the famous MTV Unplugged show asked him to sing his original, he declined, saying, "That song belongs to Tori Amos now." As the Tori Amos release illustrates, there doesn't appear to be a minimum time interval between the original and a cover. In my playlist, for example, the shortest time between the two is found in Womanizer by Britney Spears in 2008 and its cover by the All-American Rejects in 2009, again just a year between the two hits. In stark contrast, the longest interval is between Sound of Silence from Simon and Garfunkel in 1965 and its cover 50 years later by Disturbed in 2015. My playlist also demonstrates that there are many different takes on how far the allowance for personal interpretation in the license can extend when performing a cover song. Roxanne, the Police original, in track number 9, is a pounding, raw song with a high-energy, driven beat, reinforcing the strong lyrics and the rough edge of Sting's voice, blending perfectly. In the George Michael cover from his 1999 Songs for the Millennium album, the tempo is much slower, soft and smooth, with a laid-back jazz-style treatment that suits his voice as he trickles through the notes. These changes in voice and musical treatment give the lyrics a very different emphasis, or so it seems. I'm a Believer, track number 16, written by Neil Diamond and recorded by the Monkees, is a great uplifting song and something of a conundrum in the realm of record covers. The Monkees track is a bouncy pop song with pretty young boys giving their all. It became a #1 hit on both sides of the Atlantic in 1966, with Neil Diamond playing acoustic guitar. However, he released his own full recording of I'm a Believer in 1967, and it's unclear whether this amounts to a cover version or not, since he wrote the original. In general terms, both versions are similar in style, but somewhat outside of his characteristic performances, Diamond gave us a beautifully stripped-back version that is slow and full of love and warmth, just him and his guitar. Whilst the Monkees version lives on in radio plays and YouTube views, it's a great shame that Neil Diamond's performance is so infrequently heard. Chances are that those familiar with the Monkees recording have little idea that Neil Diamond wrote this song and are likely to regard his 1967 offering as an unexpected cover. Another interesting scenario is found in Light My Fire by The Doors. Composed by The Doors guitarist Robbie Krieger and organist Ray Manzarek, who wanted to emulate the sound and feel of Jimi Hendrix, whom they greatly admired. With its psychedelic Baroque pop style and unusual instrumentation, a steady and simple single beat overwhelmed by the oh-so-memorable organ refrain, it was a huge US hit for The Doors in 1967. Its popularity soared again after Jose Feliciano's cover just a year later. Where Jim Morrison's vocals make anything sound sexy and seductive, Feliciano poured his Latino magic all over it. A further cover was released by Will Young in 2002 and became his second UK #1 hit single after winning UK Pop Idol. His treatment is a light, confident and sparkly version based on the Feliciano style and offering him plenty of scope for further voice exploration and development, particularly in the exaggerated Maya and fire.